So, I guess it's finally to start that Fontaine quest. First Archon quest.
Caravan Rebat! Now let Paimon think.
I'm guessing
What were we up to the first time we came here?
I'm here to say goodbye.
Oh, Paimon remembers! Nahita's consciousness had been trapped by the doctor. But we followed the clues she left behind to help her.
Good memory, Paimon.
So much time has already passed since then. And it seems Sumeru's changing for the better now that Nahita's in charge, right?
Well, it is
Paimon
somewhat
just hopes
better.
this peace will last a long time. And then Nahita won't have any more new problems to deal with.
There's already someone from Fontaine. Because I recognize that outfit. Obviously. We've seen already a few characters. So, yeah, but as long as we're around...
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I don't like it when
We somehow always find
it's a
ourselves right in the thick of it.
half
Who knows
sentence
what will happen next?
of the option.
Come to think of it, maybe it's all because of you.
Really?
Maybe you're just a magnet for trouble.
It's always trouble wherever I go. I was just thinking that you might be the problem, Paimon.
Me? Before Paimon ran into you, Paimon never ran into any trouble. At most, when she was super tired, Paimon got caught in some strange whirlpool and sucked out into sea. And even then, you fished Paimon out.
Wait, that's how happened? We don't know what happened before that. Some strange whirlpool sucked her in. Like, you were above the sea or where? I don't get it. Or just a whirlpool showed up and sucked her in.
Anyway, for Nahita's sake, maybe we should think about heading to our next destination for now.
Yeah, next stop Fontaine.
Look who it is. Running into you in a place like this?
Dia.
I can see you two still love wandering around.
Yeah, well, I've been wandering in Sumeru for a long time.
Oh, it's Dia!
I think it's time to go.
Since when are we just wandering around? We're usually taking care of some serious business.
Yeah.
Even though it may have nothing to do with our journey.
Yeah, like the Aranara quest line that took like 8 hours to finish.
But never mind
One
that.
of
What
those.
brings you here?
I just finished a commission in the desert for a usual client of mine. Nothing too interesting. Just escorting a shipment of goods. I'm on my way to report back.
Well, sounds like your
That's
usual.
when I saw you two all the way over there, chatting away. What were you two talking about anyway?
We're preparing to leave Sumeru and head to Fontaine. Oh,
Huh? You serious?
that guy's listening in on us.
Can't say I saw that coming.
Really?
But you are travelers after all. I guess you'd never stay for too long in one place.
What, are you gonna miss me?
Bumping into you like this will become a rarity. I'm starting to feel sad just thinking about it. Hey, how about I gather a few mercs to escort you two? What do you say?
I think I'm fine on my own.
But no need. Oh, Paimon had no clue you'd miss us so much. But don't worry. We'll come back to see everyone when we get a chance.
Sounds good. All you need to do to get to Fontaine is cross this stretch of desert and navigate some waterways. Knowing you two, I'm sure it won't be anything you can't handle.
Yeah, 'cause I noticed we have a waypoint open already. Which wasn't in that place before.
When are you leaving?
We'll leave as soon as we finished a few more preparations. Like what?
Oh, wait a sec. Paimon just remembered there are still a few dishes in Sumeru that Paimon hasn't tried yet. Now, where's that list Paimon made?
Yeah. What's this guy doing? He's a spy or something?
I see. Guess you won't be needing a going away party or anything.
Nope.
It's sad enough to see you go like this. Though, now that I think about it, Sumeru wouldn't be what it is today without you. Seems true heroes always prefer leaving quietly.
By the way, should we go say bye to Nahita?
She'll know from our dreams anyway.
Oh, good
Really?
point. Then there's no need to bother her in the real world.
Then, I guess this is goodbye for now, Traveler in Paimon. Whether as a client or a friend, you're always welcome to come find me.
Okay, bye, dear.
Goodbye, Dia. Bye-bye, Sumeru.
will eventually come back. I have a feeling. Suddenly matters in Sumeru approach the border with Fontaine. Oh, instant teleport? Wow. It's amazing. Interesting border. Just like suddenly after the water everything's dry. Also there's a bit of things to do in this part of Sumeru, but I'm gonna leave something to do for off screen, otherwise I won't have a reason to log in to the game, except for recording videos. So, I think I'll need some glide speed. There's no road, if I'm looking at it correctly. Because every region that connects has a road which you can just walk without climbing and anything swimming. And here I don't see a road. There's just more cliffs. A drop down, yeah, there's nothing. Also, there's ships around there. Oh, I can't activate in midair. Forgot. My bad. Not going to bother the hilly churls. So, is that the harbor I'm looking for? I don't think I'll have enough stamina for that. Nope. I won't have enough stamina. Let's get my wave rider. Haven't used it for a long time. But I love the wave rider thing. Nice ship. You can tell they have superior technology here. Also, wait. They said I can swim. Hello? I can't? Maybe I have to unlock it first? Dendroculus. No, not Dendroculus. It's Hydroculus. I've been so long in Sumeru I forgot the name. There's people around here. Anything else on the ships? That's not a Fontaine ship, that's a Sumeru ship. But I'm gonna visit it anyway. Also, we have these hook points as well. Oh. That's a different one. Anything else? But that was just more. Any chests? Nope, no chests. Don't see anything there. Okay, well, up to the harbor. Can I sail inside? Yeah, it looks like I can. There's a gate. But I have to stop here and talk. Oh, look. What were they called? Forgot the trailer. think the name was for them Melzine. Maybe later I'll talk. So objective.
After crossing all that sand and water, we finally made it.
It wasn't such a
This must be fun.
difficult road.
Wow. Everything looks so advanced in Fontaine.
It is.
Paimon's heard that the industry here is extremely developed, and there are all kinds of unusual machines.
It's even more impressive than I expected.
Seeing the sights as a tourist is nice, but maybe it would be better if we found something to do. What do
We
you
always have something to do. Let's start by meeting the Hydro Archon.
think?
As always.
Nahida gave us loads of useful information.
Will it be trouble for us to meet her or not?
Seeking out the Seven is probably still our best source for information at this point.
Our journey is to find my sibling. And also to find the truth. See, I don't like that you have two options, but it's the same sentence, just half and half.
Yeah, the more we can learn, the better. So, what do you think the Hydro Archon's like?
What did
we get along?
Nahida say?
Nahida said that she has a very unique personality.
Everyone's unique. I can't guess by that.
To learn about a nation's god, start with the nation's people. There seems to be some locals talking over there.
Logically.
Let's go see if we can join the party.
If you ask me, it's a tragedy how things ended for him. Clearly, he was a pretty decent person.
They both dress like rich people.
Yeah, I didn't expect that kind of ending for him. I thought he would at least fight on a little longer for his
I
family.
wonder if Fontaine has a society where rich and poor are divided in two sections of the region.
I was expecting a sudden plot twist, but it's a pity that it never happened. Still, his story is quite the tearjerker.
A story?
Excuse me. Can I help you two? I couldn't help but notice you standing here listening.
Yes. Eavesdropping as always.
We're travelers new to Fontaine, and we had something we wanted to ask, but you seem to be really busy talking about some kind of play, so we didn't want to interrupt.
Play?
Yes.
Oh, no. We're talking about something that really happened. In fact, it's a case that was just heard a few days ago.
Really? Like, a real trial? But the way you were talking about it and the words you used just now made it sound like some kind of story.
Well, good tales are often based on true stories, aren't they? In what you
Unless
see
they
reality
made
may
up the
also be
story.
someone deliberately putting on an act
You know,
while
people
harboring
like to
ulterior
gossip.
motives. Whether something
Spread
is true
rumors.
or not simply isn't that important. The main thing is whether the story being acted out on the stage is splendid enough. Oh, but it looks like you're not from around here. You probably don't
Really?
know
How
that the
could you
Fontaine
tell?
Court of Justice is called the Opera Epiclese, or more commonly known as just the Opera House.
So they see trials as sort of opera.
But, shouldn't court cases be treated a little more seriously than that? Not to question
So they
Fontaine's
like
way of doing
real life
things.
drama.
It's just that putting someone on trial is usually a very serious thing.
It is.
No worries. Other visitors to Fontaine have wondered the same thing. You could say that we just don't want to waste the moving stories behind those cases. And as for your worries about whether the cases are treated with due reverence, we have the absolutely just and honorable Chief Justice Neuvillette, as
Oh,
well as the
what a
Oratrice
name.
Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, a machine created
What?
by the Archon. Between the machine and the Chief Justice,
what-
false charges and
was
injustice are a
that?
thing of the past
Could
now.
you repeat that? And this is the nation of justice.
You're a trees? Is it some kind of machine too? Oh, Paimon's curious. We should check it out if we get the
So
chance.
there's a lot of machine themes here.
Wait, Paimon almost forgot to ask you our question. Do you know what we should do if we want to meet the Hydro Archon?
Beg, probably.
Oh, that's easy. Just go
Easy?
to the Opera House. Lady Farina practically lives there. You could definitely say it's her biggest passion.
Is it that easy?
Huh. I think what they mean is that they wish to speak with the Archon personally.
Yeah, that's right.
In that case, I am afraid it's going to be a tad more difficult. You'll have to make an appointment well in advance, and it'll depend on whether or not she has any time slots available.
Huh. Is the Hydro Archon super busy taking care of official stuff? Wait, didn't you say that she's always at the Opera House?
No. Lady Farina seldom takes an interest with the nation's affairs. The reason it's difficult to make an appointment is simply because she's incredibly popular.
Popular?
That's right. After all, she is the Archon. Though she may tend to get a little dramatic from time to time.
Okay, so at least she doesn't have a problem with the nation's
First
people.
time Paimon's ever heard of an Archon being described that way before. Wait! Paimon gets it now!
Yeah.
The Hydro Archon is kinda like a big celebrity here, right?
Yeah, I suppose
Yeah, it sounds
you
like
could
it.
say that. Perhaps you could even say our mascot.
Hang on. This is still Fontaine's Archon you're talking about. You should show some more respect.
Was that something bad?
Yes, you're right. I guess I should at least try to be a little more respectful in front of visitors. Otherwise, I might get arrested and find myself face to face with Monsieur Neuvillette.
Really? Was that disrespectful?
Come on. Sure, there's a lot of laws here, but nobody's going to be arrested for saying something disrespectful about the Hydro Archon.
People of Fontaine really like the Hydro Archon.
I think we get it. Thank you! At least we now know that we can find the Hydro Archon at the Opera House.
Yeah, at least this time finding the Archon won't be a problem, maybe.
But who knows how long making an appointment will take?
Months?
Guess we could have a look around the city in the meantime.
Why not? There's so much to do.
Hey! What are you looking over there for?
There's a girl over there. Yes, what about it?
Huh. Maybe something's the matter.
Oh,
She isn't going to jump
that's
into the water, is she?
Lynette. Yeah, we all got her for free from Spiral Abyss.
Maybe we
For
better
5,
go
I
check on
think?
her.
Anyway, I got her for free and from poles. Maybe 1? I forgot. How many constellations? Prelude of Blanchura Norstur. I can't read that.
Hello there. Excuse me.
What's she
Are
going
you
to do?
alright?
Huh? I'm fine. Thanks.
Oh, okay then. We just noticed that you seem to be worried about something.
About many things, actually. But there's nothing I can do but just keep my troubles to myself.
What? Are we getting
I
depressed
was
already?
just reminiscing about a place my brother and I would play when we were kids. It was just atop that hill over there. See?
Which one of those hills?
You're pointing at the sea.
Or the sea?
Wait, are you saying that you and your brother lived in the water?
Or a fantastical race from
No
Fontaine?
people call the waters around Fontaine a sea. It's actually just an inland lake that's filled with fresh water.
Is it?
And though I can still
Just a
see that hill
lake?
clearly in my memories, now it's been completely submerged. He would skip and jump, tossing sand in the wind.
So wait, this place used to
The
be
sun
just
shone
sand?
brightly, and the
Then
air
there
filled
was
with
no
the scent
port
of the
then.
sea.
Probably.
But now, the water is gradually swallowing our memories. It won't be long before it swallows us.
Sorry. Paimon doesn't really get what you mean.
I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Are you Lynette's new friends?
Oh, and you are Linny.
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes here to reminisce
Yep,
about our
Hyrule.
childhood, that's all.
Nice
There's no
vision.
need for any concern. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Linny, and this is my sister Lynette. If I had to guess, I'd say you must be travelers from abroad.
Nice to meet you.
Yes,
My
how
name's
could you
Paimon,
tell?
and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine. We were just talking with your sister. Even though we didn't really get what she was saying.
I see. It's unusual for Lynette to be so willing to talk with anyone. In fact, she seldom speaks at all. I'm usually the only one she ever talks to.
Oh, is she an introvert as well?
Oh, really? Then you two are just like us! Paimon's always the one talking for some reason.
Yeah. Because you always steal all my lines, so Ether is aware of that.
So that's how you think it is?
That's
I
interesting.
also think my brother can be too talkative at times.
Seems you were right, Paimon. We are quite similar.
So Ether is aware that Paimon's speaking for both of us.
So, what did Lynette mean just now when she said that the water is engulfing your memories? And that it won't be long before it engulfs you too?
Oh, that. It's from a prophecy that's been circulating in Fontaine for some time now. Well, I suppose prophecy isn't exactly the right word, because that implies a certain amount of uncertainty. There's no doubt about what's happening in Fontaine now.
Oh, what's happening in Fontaine? Another problem,
Where
I
to
guess.
begin?
Begin from the start.
Let's put that question on hold for a moment.
Begin from the very beginning,
Yet, have we?
when the celestial gods ascended from the heavens.
Did all the introductions earlier not count?
Hello, traveler.
Okay, I guess this is a formal introduction. It's a pleasure to meet you.
And hello, Paimon.
No handshake?
Why didn't Paimon get a handshake? You're not poking fun at Paimon, are you?
Please, don't take offense. Just consider it a sort of etiquette we have here in Fontaine when making new friends. You should remember it. It might prove useful.
Oh.
Really?
Right then. Well, Paimon's just happy to have a local friend.
Hope you're not up to something.
By the way, we were just getting ready to go to the opera house to meet the Hydro Archon. Would you be able to show us the way?
So you're going to see Lady Farina?
Yes.
No problem at all. In fact, I was planning to go to the opera house later myself. I'll gladly take you once I finish things here. Please, follow me.
Okay, let's get going. Are we gonna use my boat? No? Okay. This is going to be a slow walk if we have to go all the way up there. What's
You
going on?
said you were going to see Lady Farina? Well, it seems Lady Farina has come to see you.
Really? Oh, the guards are information. Okay, that's someone. That's supposed to be her. I'm guessing, yeah. Well, that was easy. We didn't have to go far.
So, she's the Hydro Archon? But how did she know we were looking for her?
Maybe
My
spies?
dear people, rich and poor,
Or maybe she
those
doesn't
with
know.
cup in hand and those with nothing at all. Raise your glasses in celebration. If you don't have one, then just raise your hand. anew.
Interesting.
As you can all see, two unfamiliar travelers have arrived.
She looks damn
in our
pretty,
nation.
actually.
Come, let us make a toast in honor
Also,
of this traveler
two different
and
eye
his companion
colors.
who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Okay, so she knows something about us at least.
Is she talking about us?
I guess we're getting all this attention. Nobody here seems to be holding a glass.
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos you've left in your wake.
What
as you
chaos?
visited other nations.
No,
But
no,
I
no.
welcome you nevertheless.
I didn't cause all that
I have
stuff
come
in
to receive
Sumeru.
you personally.
You got it all wrong. It's the Fatui's fault.
Fear is for insignificant cowards. I am a god, and I will never entertain the notion of such meaningless wariness. You can be rest assured, I see clearly your sincerity. Of course, seeking an audience with me is the most sensible thing to do. It will allow you to truly behold my power and witness my authority.
Really?
Intelligent people
She likes
always
to
gather under the
bolt
correct
around.
banner. I, Focalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro and acknowledge the value and significance of your trip. Now, you may rejoice in this.
Well, finding the archon was easy enough. Time for the next
I still
thing.
can't believe it.
The
Feels like we've
questions.
only been here for a few minutes.
Yeah, it's been 10 minutes or something.
The Hydro Archon's entrance was, how should Paimon describe it? A little over the top?
Well, people said she is a celebrity, then I guess it's true.
Miss Hydro Archon? How did you know we were coming?
I see.
She's going to answer
As
that.
Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. Don't forget that even the gods can be divided into the mediocre and the excellent. I suppose it's only natural for you to be awestruck by my abilities.
So I'm guessing Venti is probably the mediocre one.
You had best stop and consider. Do you really have the noble qualities and etiquette necessary to communicate with a god?
I think so.
All it
Hey,
takes is a
there's
flick of my finger
there's that
for me
guy
to
that
know
was spying on
everything
me.
about you.
Oh, I think now I think I know what happened. This guy who was spying on me went ahead and told her about my arrival, but something is not right. The information is wrong.
Whoa. Talk about sounding high and mighty.
Feels like she can't get her over herself.
Oh? What's with these looks? Perhaps the welcoming ceremony still isn't enough?
No, it's enough.
What else should I say then?
Is she waiting for us to start talking?
I don't know. Better not interrupt her.
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady Farina here. Wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler? How did I not notice before?
Hey, what's all the
Not
commotion?
everyone is blonde.
Oh, is that Lady Farina? Is there some kind of drama going on?
Of course. That's the blonde traveler. The one all those stories are about.
All those stories.
Lady Farina came here to personally see him.
Also, that
Oh, I
voice.
bet this is going to be the duel of the century.
Timaeus, is that you? I recognize that voice.
Ooh, I've got to see this. I knew Lady Farina would never
The guy got
disappoint.
another role. Since barely anyone visits Mondstadt now. You can't even hear his voice
Yes, but don't
anyway.
get too excited
Maybe
now.
whilst he's standing
My
there.
dear believers and spectators alike tend to get quite rowdy, and despite the noise, I've come to tolerate all their ruckus. You may consider this my reward to all of you. I have determined that there will be an epic duel between myself and this
duel?
traveler from another land, just as you were hoping to see.
Now she wants to fight?
Really?
Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
In gods, I got a resume. Bring it on. Ether is not gonna hold back. Well. Anyone? Come on, step up, please.
Are you not afraid?
No.
Might I remind you that this is a duel against the divine?
So what? For Ether, that's the usual day. I mean, usually I pick a fight with treasure hoarders and Fatui, but gods is another.
What are you trying
Another
to do,
choice.
traveler? Provoking a god in front of her people?
I'm not provoking.
Stand down,
She
Clem.
said duel.
I admire his bravery. Few have the courage to draw their sword against a god. He is obviously a true warrior. Unfortunately, people nowadays only crave to be thrilled, and a mere duel will not slake their thirst for excitement.
Huh. Yeah, she's right. Just a duel wouldn't be all that interesting.
No?
On Araneus,
It would be
criminals are
over so fast you
duels
wouldn't
to
even
defend their
blink.
honor. You're getting a bit old to...
You see. Then, as the god of justice, I shall face this traveler in another kind of duel.
Wait, what?
A duel in court!
Why court?
All right.
Am I getting arrested again? But wait, what's the
Right.
reason?
This is Fontaine, after all. Such a
What are the
grand
charges?
opera house.
Please
It'd be a
tell
pity
me.
not
You
to
can't
use it.
arrest me like that. Call Yanfei.
Why do you care so much about the crowd's reactions? Seems you've spent a little too much time in the opera house. Besides, how exactly do you plan to have a duel in court?
Yeah,
You mean
exactly.
you're gonna put us on trial?
We haven't committed any crimes.
Oh, we have reason to put you on trial.
Oh, of course.
Obvious, isn't it?
No, it's not obvious. It's probably one of those made-up reasons.
According to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each
What?
month. You are clearly guilty of
Wait, are you
violating this law.
talking about Paimon?
Oh, so that's what they've done wrong. That's
Flying
our Lady
objects.
Farina. No one knows the laws of Fontaine like
You
she
obviously see Paimon is not an object but a living person.
Obvious? What kind of law is that? Wait, flying object? You mean Paimon?
Precisely. Now, if you two have no objections, then in the name of the Hydro Archon, I order your arrest.
Great. What's gonna happen next?
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to spoil
Lenny,
it.
say something.
But if
Talk
you'd
some
allow me
sense
to
into her.
interject, I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition of a flying object.
Great.
You tell her, Winnie.
If only Ether could say
Someone's
that.
Crazy. How could anyone call Paimon a flying object?
Ah, great magician Linny, my beloved citizen. I'll permit you to object. But how exactly do you plan to prove your claim?
You need to prove that Paimon is not an object.
As a magician who just rained on your parade, I naturally should shoulder the responsibility of saving the show. So, with such an audience gathered here, allow me to perform a trick for everyone.
What's he gonna do? Huh? I have pyro? What's that string?
Ta-da! What? What's that on Paimon's back? Hey, when did Lenny do that?
When Lily pat you on the back. Oh. So he knew something's going to happen. So he probably knows Farina pretty well. That she might spot something like
As
that.
you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as, well, something like a balloon.
Balloon.
This rope has been in the traveler's hand all along. It was just that no one could see it before.
So flying objects don't count like balloons, but something mechanical? What if you're living? You're an object?
You call that magic? You've got to be joking.
I thought it was pretty good.
Huh. I'm not sure what to think. It seems Lady Farina's charges no longer hold water.
Maybe. I noticed she's standing on the box. She's so short.
Amusing. Very amusing, Linny. Just the sort of unexpected twist that I enjoy. With you here, today's performance can finally be called complete.
What was just that now? Why was it stuttering?
Performance?
Oh, don't tell me my updates are going again.
In which case, consider the matter of your trial resolved. But got that.
Okay.
When there are valid grounds, I will not only judge travelers from abroad, but even the gods of other lands.
Well, I'd like you to talk to Raiden and Zhongli.
Your upcoming performance at the
Venti's
Opera
not going to
House,
do
Mr.
anything.
Linny and Miss Lynette.
And Nahida
That's
probably
enough for now.
will be too smart for you. That's it? I'm not in trouble anymore?
And just like that, she's gone. Well,
Yeah.
that's the most unpredictable Archon Paimon's ever seen.
Quite the unique
I
Archon.
haven't had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon. That whole scene just now was really...
Thanks for bailing us out, Linny.
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law, so I did a little preparation, just in case. I didn't think it would actually come in handy.
That's some pretty fast thinking.
So, now do you see what kind of god Lady Farina is?
Yes.
She can be a bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
She is interesting. Not gonna lie. She really that reasonable?
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a magician, Linny. It sounded like you'll be performing at the Opera House, right?
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. Lynette is my assistant. It will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in Fontaine, the Opera House.
But
So
isn't
you're
the
a
Opera
small-time
House where
magician.
criminal trials are held in Fontaine?
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. To the people of Fontaine, the line
Okay, so
between a
they
trial and a
combine trials and
performance can
performances
be
in
a
one
little
place.
blurred. And speaking of performances, I would be remiss to forego this opportunity gifted by fate. Might I invite the two of you to see my performance?
My brother's always excited to make new friends.
Oh, sure. We don't really have anything to do now, and we wanted to go to the Opera House anyway.
I would be delighted.
Splendid. In that case, why don't we go together? I'll show you the way. I just have something to take care of
Is
first.
there any way I can help?
You really need
Usually
it?
that
Then I'll
question
take you up on your offer.
leads to many side quests and gets
This is a
sidetracked.
magical item known as a magic pocket. Perhaps you can help me distribute them to the people here.
Oh, what's it for? It's a bag. Is it for your next magic trick?
Huh? What are they going to use it for?
About that. You asked me before about the prophecy, right? Let me start by telling you a little more about what it entails.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly when it began, but a prophecy has been circulating around Fontaine. It says that every
Ooh.
person in Fontaine is born with sin.
Nice picture.
No matter how the nation of justice holds trial after trial, this sin cannot be absolved. Until one day,
Really?
the water levels in Fontaine will rise,
What
and the
would
sinful
be
people
that
will
sin?
slowly be drowned. In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
So everyone has to be killed and she's gonna be alone?
That
That's
sounds
sad.
pretty gloomy. Why are people in Fontaine born with sin? What is that supposed to mean?
There are lots of guesses. Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole the power of the seas and stirred its wrath.
Oh.
Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings and offended
Oh,
Celestia.
that could be actually it.
But here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been concrete evidence for any of
Yeah,
these
obviously,
claims,
because it's
so
the
they can
nation
only
of
be regarded
justice.
as conjecture.
You need evidence for everything.
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed, wouldn't it be better just to ignore the prophecy completely? Why bother feeling guilty all the time?
Wait, you can't be guilty of something you never committed or don't know.
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually started rising.
Oh, won't be long before it engulfs us.
Many places have already been completely submerged, and now...
So it's
beneath
not
the sea.
actually a prophecy, it's going to happen. It's already happening
Many
slowly.
people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. But my family and I think that the people of Fontaine shouldn't ignore the possibility, which would end up sentencing them to death. We hope that at least the people who reside near the waterfront can move away before it's too late. So, we've started distributing magic pockets to them.
Okay, and how do
As
they
a
work?
magical item, these magic pockets have astonishing capacity. I'm sure they will come in handy when people are moving their belongings.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It's like preparing for a rainy day! But
If the prophecy is true.
more than a bit of rain.
Perhaps only absolute power could ever contend with such a catastrophe. But who knows? We're just tiny specks in the grand scheme of things. Now, if you'd like to help, then please give these magic pockets to anyone nearby. Be sure to convince them to take it, regardless of what they say.
Okay. Just gonna hang them over their head.
What's this? Ah, so you also believe in the prophecy. Keep it. I won't have any use for it.
No, you have to take it.
You mean you don't believe in the prophecy?
No, I believe in the prophecy. But I also believe in another story. The story says that people once lived in the ocean. They were one with the ocean and couldn't live apart from it. But as time wore on, people desired to live on land and developed blood vessels, encapsulating the sea within their bodies.
Oh, that's an interesting
Thus could
story.
people set foot on land. So, if you ask me, when the water rises and takes us all, it'll be like we're going home.
That's interesting, so it's like they went on land, adapted, and left the sea.
Oh, we hadn't heard that one before. But people can't live underwater. They'll die. You should probably still take it.
All right, I'll take it. I guess I just feel that being dissolved into the water doesn't necessarily mean death.
I don't know how I would feel about that.
So you're the blonde traveler that everyone's been talking about.
Okay, don't
My
talk about
apologies
it
for
anymore.
not recognizing you earlier.
Don't spread false rumors. Here, take it.
Oh, a magic pocket? Seems you really thought of everything.
Then he said
I guess it's better
there's
to
a big
prepare for the worst
capacity
than
for
hope
how
for
much
the
it can
best.
fit actually.
Thanks. Please, also thank the magician on my behalf when...
Okay. One more. Who is the one? No, don't dive.
I don't want that thing. Way I see it, if the prophecy's true, it's still gonna be a long time before the water can cover everything. Life is all about living in the moment. What use is there in worrying about the future all the time? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
You should still take it. You never know when it'll come
So
in
you'll
handy.
wait until it
Oh,
happens.
all right, fine. Thanks. It's just that if I start moving, that means I've already given up on the life I have now. I'd really rather not.
Yeah, but if the flood happens, there's no choice. Okay, where now? Are we gonna go for it? Forward?
Oh, you already handed out all of the magic pockets?
Only 3.
That was fast. So, what did people have to say? I bet you heard some, interesting opinions.
Many are quite stubborn.
Yes, but that will change once disaster strikes. I know they'll change their minds, so it's only right to help them prepare.
Anything else you need to do before we leave?
Yes, one last thing. I have the magic pockets made by a workshop in the court of Fontaine. Since we're out and about, I was thinking about bringing him some more materials.
So, you want to collect materials? Just tell us what the materials look like and we'll help.
Oh, that would be much appreciated. We'll need some Romaritime flowers, I remember seeing them near the waterfront on the east side of the harbor.
And those are probably new flowers? Here? Oh. Where are we going up there? Oh, there it is.
It seems we have to use Hydro to collect maritime flowers.
Hydro? Oh, interesting. I'm gonna collect more if I can.
Go, Barbara, go!
Library, maritime flowers. Oh, obviously, in each nation you have to use that element. But if there's enemies of that element, it's going to be hard combat.
You made quick work of that. I can tell you're an experienced traveler. I've also finished collecting a few here. Maybe next time you'll feel like helping too, Lynette.
No way. I'm in power-saving mode today. Otherwise, I fear I may not have any energy left for the performance at the Opera House.
Interesting lifestyle you have.
Fine. Though the performance is still a long way off. Now that we're finished here, we should get ready to head back to the court of Fontaine.
So, we're going to the court of Fontaine before we head to the Opera House?
Like literally the
Good.
court?
Paimon wants a tour of Fontaine's largest city and try...
Try? What? Just
Wait,
gonna
shh.
cut off?
Have you noticed that person over there?
No.
The young girl.
No, I didn't. It's another spy or something.
Paimon didn't notice anything.
She's obviously a thief. Magicians
How
and
can you
thieves
tell?
practice similar methods. We divert attention, and a distracted audience is one that won't discover what you're really doing. Watch her movements carefully.
Oh. Stealing from that guy's pockets.
Oh, he's right!
Shh! Keep your voice down. We need to think of a way to catch her, but it seems she's very alert. Perhaps we should split up. You two can ride the lift over there and wait up top. I bet that'll be her escape route if she tries to run.
Understood.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, up the elevator. Maybe later I'll try using my wave rider. It looks like a gate and, you know, maybe it fills up with water and goes up. Elevator. Go up to Maritime Harbor, upper level towards Fontaine. Music is pretty great. I love it already. How long is this thing? That's the longest elevator I've been in. Okay, unlocked. Okay, now we have a bit of the map.
This is the spot where Linny wanted us to wait.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, look! Isn't that her?
Time to make a rest. Can we?
Oh no! Did she notice us? She started running the other direction! What should we do? Should we chase her?
Our job is to block this path.
You're right. She might also be trying to lure us away.
Not just stand here. Wait, but there's no sign of the thief.
Nothing's happened for a while now. Paimon wonders if Linny caught the thief.
Let's go find Linny.
Let's go.
Oh, he's right there.
Are you sure that's all she took? You should check to make sure you're not missing
Oh,
anything
he
else.
caught her?
No, that was all. Oh, I can't thank you enough. I didn't notice a thing earlier. Anyway, I should be going now. Thanks again.
Oh, were you returning what the thief had stolen?
That's right. Pity I wasn't able to catch her. She distracted me by dropping the thing she stole on the ground. By the time I looked back, she was already gone.
I saw the general direction
So
she
she
went,
got away.
but Lenny twisted his ankle, and I needed to make sure he was okay.
Oh, did you get hurt, Lenny?
I'll be alright. It's just a twisted ankle, that's all. In fact, it's feeling better already.
If you
Are you
want to play
sure?
at being a hero, at least try not to get hurt doing it. Imagine what would happen if you managed to derail our performance as a result.
You're right, you're right.
Isn't she nice?
Sorry, Lynette.
She's looking after you.
I have to admit that the thief was even more skilled than I had anticipated. But at least we were able to get the stolen items back, so it wasn't a complete failure.
What a slippery little thief. Guess things turned out alright in the end, though. Lenny's initiative paid off.
Alright, let's put this little detour behind us. We should go to the court of Fontaine now.
Yeah, ride the aqua bus to the court of Fontaine. Oh, that's the transport. Time on so quick.
So, we ride this thing to go into the city? What an ingenious way to get around. People in Fontaine really know how to use water.
This is an aqua bus. It allows people to travel between several key locations around Fontaine.
Yeah, so I see.
It's pretty convenient, but the ride can become a little dull after a while. The scenery is always the same. That's why it's better to travel with friends.
Really, I think
You
it
mean
wouldn't
it's still boring,
be that
even when
bad.
I'm riding with you.
No, that's not what I meant. It's just that, well, you don't really talk that much. Besides, it doesn't really feel like a real trip when it's just the two of us. It's the same as being at home.
Whatever.
Guess that's what it's like to be an older brother.
It's about time for us to leave. Let's get on board.
They're gonna be cutscene as well? Huh? Oh! Charlotte! Obviously we're going to meet her here, but not that early. That's a surprise.
What? Traveler! Paimon!
Yes, hey! It's Charlotte. Also, we're moving
I never
while
guessed I'd bump into
talking.
you while riding the aqua bus. In the story of my life, this is big news.
So it's going to be on autoplay if I don't press anything. I'm not gonna
What
wait.
are you doing in Fontaine? I didn't hear anything about you paying us
I
a
can
visit.
see mostly Sumeru in the background.
Yeah, it's quite the coincidence. But as travelers, we're always on the move. It's not surprising that nobody knew we were coming. Though we still have no idea how the Hydro Archon knew about us. Oh!
Spies.
Why not introduce you to our
That's
new
all we
friends?
have to know.
Oh, no need for introductions, Paimon. I would recognize the great magician Lenny and his assistant Lynette anywhere. I wouldn't be much of a reporter if I didn't know who they were. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird.
Nice to meet you. From the Steambird,
I can't
huh?
wait to use
We've
her.
often relied on your paper to promote our performances.
It's an honor to meet you.
Now that everyone knows each other, Fontaine suddenly doesn't feel like such an unfamiliar place.
We just made our first step, it's still unfamiliar.
What have you been up to lately, Charlotte? Any big news?
Not too much. When there isn't any breaking news, I mainly cover the trials at the Opera House. You can still manage to keep readers' attention as long as you tell things from a clever enough angle, even if it's the same old topics. For example, reporting on how a scammer once deceived vulnerable girls into relationships, or how a financial criminal was once so poor that they ate a single piece of bread for 5 days.
That would definitely get my attention.
Ah, you're right. Seems you know me pretty well.
What I'm really after is exclusive, sensational news pieces that could shake the country. These smaller stories are a waste of my talents. Oh, I just remembered. I've been following a case lately. Well, a series of cases, actually.
You mean the serial disappearances of young women case?
Huh?
That's right. These stories are the talk of the town right now, and it's probably the most mysterious case we've ever seen. If I'm the first with a drink ready
Sounds
to
kinda
publish when
real.
the case is finally cracked, and it's the headline story in the Steambird. Oh, when that happens, I bet all the other reporters will shed tears of envy. I've already gathered all kinds of materials. I just can't wait for the truth to be revealed. So, what is the serial disappearances of young women case? You mean the culprit hasn't been found? That's right. The first missing girl case happened almost 20 years ago.
20
And
years.
ever since, after a period of time, another girl disappears. What the cases have in common is that the girls are all of a similar age, and that they've all vanished without a trace.
Oh, that's
The
awful.
scariest part is that to this day, none of the girls have ever been found.
And that's even worse. They're probably dead.
Many suspects have been arrested over the years in connection with this case, but shortly after each arrest, another disappearance would always happen.
Huh. Then there must be more than one criminal, maybe.
Yes, it's possible. But either way,
And
I
don't
think
tell me
every
Charlotte's going
case has
to
some precise
become the
truth behind it,
target.
waiting to be exposed.
Yes, I agree. And at the very least, the family of those missing girls deserves some sort of explanation. I just imagined for a second what I would do if Lynette were to suddenly disappear. I'd pay any price to get her back, and then find a way to track down the culprit.
Please don't imagine that, Lenny.
Hey, we're almost there! Look!
Isn't that the same view I just saw a moment ago? The music is getting better. Dang, that's a beautiful garden. Everything is so grand, I'd say. Quite the introduction. And just like Farina, her introduction was also grand.
Well, I really enjoyed chatting with you. Life should be full of pleasant little surprises like this. Yeah, us as well. The ride with
Oh, she's gonna leave, I guess.
I have an interview to get to. I should get going before I'm late. Okay. Hyman hopes we can chat again soon, Charlotte. Bye now. Oh, be sure to stop by and see me at the Steambird when you have time.
Oh, I will.
What a tough job. Always running around and interviewing everyone. Well, where should we go now?
If you don't mind, how about we stop by my home first? Besides, I still have all the materials we collected.
Sure, we wouldn't mind at all. This city is so huge, Paimon wouldn't know where to start anyway.
Whoa, what is that? Yeah, quite a beautiful place. Also, very big everything. So what is that object? I remember back, what was it, Sumer or something, or was it Inazuma, that one of the characters said there's a energy problem in Fontaine. That might be a source of energy or something. Clearly it's not just a normal fountain. Also, okay. I'm very close. Have to open that.
This is our current abode.
Although usually I don't open all of the map because starting with commissions is going to be a pain. The more I open the map, the more places I have to run to for commissions.
I have some new friends that I would like to introduce.
Oh, they all just went out a moment ago.
This is that third sibling, Fremine.
Everyone is getting busier now that Father will be returning soon. I suppose that can't be helped. Allow me to introduce you to my little brother, Fremine. He is a phenomenal diver.
So he's younger.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. Oh, you sound very proud to have a diver as a brother, Linny.
And he sure seems to have a big family.
Linny, could you come here for a moment?
What is it, Fremine? Do you have something to tell me?
It's alright, you go ahead.
Okay, I see.
Is everything alright?
Oh, it's nothing. We were just discussing a little housework. Sorry for the interruption. Oh, before I forget, the Traveler and I collected more materials to make magic pockets. Were you able to get any, Fremine?
Yes, I went diving and gathered lots of materials. I was about to give them to you.
That's our Fremine, always quick with the underwater work. All right, I'll take these to the workshop.
Oh, it's raining? Never rains in any city. Oh, I guess Fontaine is a special case.
Looks like rain.
Oh, you're right. But wasn't it clear and sunny just a moment ago? Fontaine's weather sure is weird.
I'm afraid that's just how it is here. It often rains on days where there are trials being held in the Opera House, but don't worry, it'll clear up soon enough.
So there's just a little rain? It's not gonna start a flood?
The rain that I tend to believe. It's said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine, though we don't know where the dragon went.
Oh, the Hydro Dragon Sovereign, right?
Skies will cloud up and pour out rain.
Or maybe that's the reason for the floods.
When I was a child, my mother told me that if I wanted to go outside and play, I should yell toward the sky at the top of my lungs. Hydro
What
Dragon!
do you yell?
Hydro Dragon! Don't cry!
Can that Hydro Dragon be the elemental dragon of Fontaine?
If it's an elemental dragon, then having the power to make it rain wouldn't be very unusual. Let Paimon try something. Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
Nope, doesn't work.
Doesn't seem to be of any use. It is just a legend after all.
You know, you might be a more popular magician if you understood the concept of romanticism. Or could at least play along.
Sorry.
Nope.
It might be because we've never met the Hydro Dragon. Perhaps it can't be comforted by the
Lenny
words of
doesn't
strangers.
trust legends, he trusts logic. After some time the rain stops. It's already night.
It rained for longer than I suspected. Oh, it's already getting late.
Was there something you needed to do, Linny?
Yeah, some preparations for the show at the Opera House. I need to find a way to catch the last aqua bus of the day. On the day of the performance, just ride the
It's
aqua
like
bus to the
public
island
transport.
of Berenice.
They're
I'll
not
have
going to
Lynette
go
meet you at the
all day
fountain in front
around.
of the opera house.
Sounds good. You go ahead, Linny.
Oh,
I want to
are you leaving now?
check out the city.
What is it, Fremine? I'm in a hurry. Oh, I get it. You feel nervous delivering the materials for the magic pockets, is that it? Perhaps we could trouble the traveler to help us take these materials to the
course.
Beaumont workshop and deliver them to the owner there?
Of course.
I'm afraid that Fremine can be quite introverted, and the boss there tends to be pretty talkative. Fremine has always
okay,
been
I
a
get
little
it.
afraid of her.
No trouble at all. Don't worry, we're on the case.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm quite useless when it comes to such tasks. I'll
No,
think of a
don't
way to
say
make it up to
that.
you.
Hey, I'm an introvert myself. Not as much as I was before, but I still am. I would understand that. Magic pocket materials. Okay, now I am free to go anywhere. Kinda. Let me find this. Obviously, I need... Oh wait, no, it won't show me the road, how to get there, will it? No. There was... Yeah, there's stairs... Wait, no. Yes? Yeah, there are stairs. I'm gonna go on those stairs and go in that direction, and maybe it connects there. There's a viewpoint. So these robots or mechs, did they attack? Nope, it's actual NPC. The music. This is probably Fontaine's night music. Pretty good. What were those glowy things on the map? I never noticed that before. Okay, I guess it's nothing. There's another waypoint. Wait, it's that high up? There seems to be a bridge connected to that part of the building, which I don't know how to enter. You know, I can always go the hard way, climbing and everything. I mean, that always happens in Genshin. First time in the new city, you don't know where to go, how to go around, where's the right way, and then eventually you'll find it. What is this? A glass dome? Oh, treasure.
Huh. Let's appraise the value on this.
Okay, I'm very close. Oh, there's water here. Now, I see some ledges that I have to be careful. Okay, I got to it. Oh, there's a world quest already. Later I'll probably find the right way to get there. Wow. Looks good. Also, yeah, I did try out Ether with Hydro. It's okay. I mean, I still have to use him in combat to actually feel the damage and everything. But so far it's okay. I would place it above Geo, but under Dendro and Electro. There's another dome. Well, there's obviously going to be chests somewhere here and there. What is that? It's a big furnace. Is this the blacksmith?
Hello? Is there anyone here?
There is someone.
Oh, hello there. New customers? Looking to buy, or do you need something made? Or perhaps you're just looking for a chat with me.
Oh, okay, we can chat.
Oh no, we're just here to deliver some
Oh yeah, right.
materials.
Delivery.
They're for making... what were they called again?
Magic pockets.
Ah, these must be for Magic Pockets. I could tell right away. I've already made several orders worth now.
Do we need pay?
No need. They've already prepaid several batches worth. When they told me what they'd be using them for, I even offered them a discount. But they insisted on paying the full amount, saying that I had a business to run. It seems both their hearts and their pockets are made of gold.
Whoa. So, is Lenny actually loaded?
Okay,
can't
Paimon,
say for
don't think
sure,
about money.
but who knows?
Especially others'
There's
money.
good money to be made being a magician in Fontaine.
Hey, is this machine what you use to make stuff here? It looks really advanced.
Of course, we're in Fontaine, that's why it's
Why use your
advanced.
hands when a machine can do the work? It would be a waste not to use the latest technology. And wasting is a kind of crime.
Interesting, so the first female blacksmith and she doesn't have to do physical labor.
But where does a big machine like that get its power from?
Ah, well...
Oh, good question.
It's a little complicated. I'm not sure I can put it in layman's terms for you, but basically, everything we usually use here in the city is powered by indemnitium. It's a type of energy that's produced from trials.
Huh? How can trials produce energy?
Is that the thing what we saw in the
I'm
fountain?
not completely sure of all the details myself, but basically, when a trial is in session, the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale harvests people's belief in justice.
There goes
and
that
converts it
name
into
again.
energy to be used all around Fontaine.
So that's what its other function is? Paimon heard that the Oratrice was created by the archon to make judgments. But Paimon still doesn't get it. How could something unreliable like people's beliefs be turned into a stable power source for these machines?
The gods rely on belief to obtain power.
Oh, yeah! So that means the Hydro Archon relies on the machine to take the energy created by belief and turn it into power for all of Fontaine, right?
Maybe,
Even
I
though
don't
I've never
know.
heard anyone really put it that way before. It sounds like it makes sense. Besides indemnitium, we have another type of energy called mumusia. It isn't produced by the power of the Archon, but it is unstable by nature. Even now, it still cannot be widely used by civilians.
I thought I'd find you hard at work, but here you are chatting the day away. Since you're already talking, I'm sure you wouldn't mind a few words with me.
You again? Didn't I already promise you that I'd have the more I owe to Confrérie of Cabriere by next month? Why are you hounding me now?
What's going on? Are these treasure hoarders that are from Fontaine?
Yeah, but how do we know that you won't go running off by the end of this month? I want 50% today. Wait, no, 70%.
Dang.
Huh? You...
Seems business isn't so great for the workshop. We've already finished our job and delivered the materials. Maybe now's a good time to leave?
We're just going to ignore that? Sounds like the usual case of someone owing somebody else money.
Hey, hold on! Before you go around trying to collect
Child.
payments, why don't you settle your own debts first?
Why are you here?
If Confrérie of Cabriere wants to poach clients
Are you
from
following
Northland
me,
Bank,
child?
that's fine. But I'm afraid you still owe the bank a hefty sum of mora. So why don't we work things out between us first?
Also, I
before you
didn't
get back to your
notice,
little
never
conversation?
noticed he had an earring. Or something like that. Why are you here? Looking for trouble again?
You're from Northland Bank. But we said we'll pay everything we owe next month. Why are you hounding me now?
Oh, you're getting the same treatment. How does it feel now? Don't wave at him.
Paimon! I didn't think I'd run into you here in
I
Fontaine.
don't want his
What are the
attention.
chances?
We're surprised to see you too. What are you doing here in Fontaine?
Fontaine really is a curious place.
Long story short, I've already been in Fontaine for some time now, and honestly, things have been pretty boring.
Boring, nothing to fight?
But it seems that fate brought our paths together today. Not only will I have some good friends here now, but ones who always seem to find trouble.
Okay.
Either way you look at it, it seems things are going to get a lot more interesting now.
So you're going to challenge me, probably. Is this the time he's going to ask for a rematch? Cause I know that's coming up sometime.
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid anything that you'd find interesting. Besides, our trip here has gone pretty well so far, right, Traveler?
Don't mind a little excitement every now and then.
Hey, you, Northland Bank boy.
Oh.
Forgetting something?
Don't interrupt. It's not often I run into the Traveler like this.
Man, you better watch what you say.
You kidding? Aren't you the one looking for us? You really expect us to sit and twiddle our thumbs while you catch up with your friends? Listen to me, boy. If you want your Mora, fine. Why don't you?
Look at Paimon taking over.
Hey, I just said not to interrupt. Oh, by the way, Traveler, the last
just
time I
going
took
to
Tony
ignore
and Tooser
him.
ice fishing, Tooser said,
Hey, that's way over the line. All right, boys, let's see who has to pay up now.
Can you at least let me finish one sentence?
Nope.
Fine. Though the bank told me not to get rough with our clients. You're the ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense.
Oh, that's how you're going to
You two will have to be
explain.
my witnesses, okay?
Go ahead, they're all yours.
I'm sure this won't take long.
So how is this gonna play out? Oh, I have child. When I actually don't have him. Okay, let's see. Level 90. Polar Star. No bless. Constellation 3, not bad. 1991. Okay, wait, what? Was it only 28%? Okay.
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Not bad. And that's it.
Oh, what's your deal, Brad? How are you so strong if you're just a staffer from Snezhnaya's Northland Bank? Wait, don't tell me you're...
Oh, now you notice. It's a little late, don't you think?
How did he notice
Just
he's a
make sure you
harbinger?
understand that you don't mess with Northland Bank. Got...
What happened?
Huh?
It deactivated?
Now's my chance!
He really thought he has a chance.
That was weird.
What just happened?
I'm not sure. It's as if I suddenly lost control of my hydro powers when I needed them. Maybe there's something wrong with my vision?
Strange. How could that
Using
happen?
too much?
First time Paimon's ever heard of someone losing control of their vision.
Oh, maybe you lost your ambition?
Never mind. It doesn't matter.
That's just a guess.
If I want to stay sharp, I shouldn't be relying too much on my vision anyway. Besides, I always have my delusion in case I need it.
Yeah, you just use that. I don't have vision, so don't ask me.
So what are you doing in Fontaine, child? I don't see its work for Northland Bank.
Well, I guess it's because I've been in a bad mood lately.
What kind of
So you're
reason is
gonna
that?
let out some steam
Wait, since when
on
do you
some
feel
people.
down about anything?
I don't know. Maybe I still have a lot to learn about myself. But recently, there seems to be some sort of restless power stirring inside of me. And I don't know why, but every now and then I feel like I'm in a terrible mood.
Maybe you losing control of your
Sounds
vision just now
unusual.
is connected with that power you're feeling inside.
That is a possibility.
So, do you have any idea where it came from?
I can't remember if I ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, I fell into some unknown abyss.
Well, I've heard that
during
before.
that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me under her wing and taught me was named Skirk.
Also heard about
She
that.
was always quiet and very mysterious. Nobody knew where she came from or what she had been through, and she was always very strict when teaching me combat techniques. One time, I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. From what I could make of her answer, it was because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me. She said that all my combat training would be useful in the future.
But what is it?
Oh, don't tell me he's
never
going to
explained
get
that.
stronger
But my
in the
guess is
future,
that it's
and
related to
then
a
the
dream I
rematch
saw
going
when
to
I had just
happen.
fallen into that abyss. In my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea, and the boundless seabed was all around
Because
me.
obviously Ether
In
is
front of
way
me appeared
stronger
a whale
now.
that was so massive,
Child won't stand a
I felt like
chance.
I couldn't breathe.
A whale? Oh, that sounds familiar! When we fought against you before, you summoned a huge whale that seemed to leap at us.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
That's just an abstract form of a whale that I create using my elemental powers. It takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale has always been stuck in my mind.
Oh, that's
never
why you
forget it.
use that.
So you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves? Huh. Seems a little twisted to Paimon.
Power inside you is connected to your instance in the
So why
abyss.
don't you just go ask your master?
Yeah,
Maybe
go
she
back to
knows
the
the
abyss.
answer.
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown abyss. But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing. There isn't even a trace of the place where I remember falling into the abyss.
Oh,
Oh, it sounds like some kind of ghost
so
story.
you can't find
I'm out
her.
of leads at this point, but there's nothing more I can do. It seems that strange encounters in this world tend to be elusive like that. Oh, seems the time really flies when I'm talking with you. I just remembered I have somewhere else I need to be, so I should get going.
What? More work for the Northland Bank?
No, it's more of a personal appointment. Lately, I've been sparring with some of Fontaine's official champion duelists whenever I'm feeling bored.
Oh,
Official champion
usual fighting.
You mean it's their job to duel?
Yep, in Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court, they're given one chance to defend their honor by requesting a duel with an official champion duelist. The champion duelists are all powerful fighters selected from among the nation's best. And the duel itself is a no-holds-barred fight with no specified stopping point.
Oh, sounds dangerous as
So
well.
engaging in such a duel is regarded as a symbol of defending your honor. If a criminal manages to win the duel, they'll be acquitted. But if they lose, they'll have no choice but to stand trial.
So are you a criminal now?
And the worst case scenario is that you're simply killed in the duel. Though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty, from what I can tell, no one has ever been officially sentenced to death. So really, the only people who opt to duel are those who have suffered a grave injustice in being accused, or those who greatly value their honor. Otherwise, why gamble with your life?
So, do many people actually get out of their trials by winning the duel?
Apparently, it's exceedingly rare for anyone to actually
Oh.
win. Fontaine probably enacted this system as a way to show that the nation respects the honor of its citizens. Besides, none of the champion duelists
Yeah,
are
so
to
you
be
can
trifled
try
with,
to win the duel, but
which
you
is
won't
exactly
probably
why I
win.
was itching to face them as soon as I got to Fontaine.
Just giving you the illusion of choice.
Apparently, the one I'm meeting today, Clorend, is the strongest of the champion duelists. I had been asking her for some time before she finally agreed to face me today.
Well, that's child for ya. Paimon feels like we heard that name somewhere before.
Oh yeah, when we met the Hierarch.
Oh, before I forget, I want you to have this.
What?
Huh?
It's vision?
Your vision? You're seriously just giving it away?
Great.
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it got in the way of my duel, so I think I'll be better off without it for now. Besides, I just need you to hold on to it for a short while.
Foreshadowing
I'll come
something
retrieve it when I
bad.
have some time later.
I mean, he is saying he awakened it and something, so he's going to become stronger. But at the same time, you know, giving something like a vision means, you know, take it, I'm gonna die in any moment.
Paimon knows what you're up to. You just want an excuse excuse to come talk to us again, don't you?
Really?
Whatever gave you that idea? I'll be in touch later.
Well, I have the vision. Time to sell it.
Sneaky guy. He said he's been feeling down lately, but he seemed the same as ever to Paimon. Well, since we don't have much to do for now, we might as well walk around and see the city before Lenny's performance.
I mean, I don't really need to. Under Paimon's enthusiastic leadership, you walk around Court of Fontaine.
Wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who was barely around for most of the story was
What?
the murderer all along!
Oh, she's reading stories. Hey, don't blurt it out, Paimon.
Sorry. Paimon was just surprised, that's all. Paimon never saw that twist coming. The murder mystery novels here are amazing!
Never thought I'd see the day when Paimon would enjoy reading.
The whodunits here in Fontaine are a lot different than the light novels you see from Yai Publishing House. Both have their merits, but Paimon thinks this style of novels are more, well, novel. It's so exciting to reach the moment when the mystery is uncovered, especially in the one Paimon was just reading. You should buy a copy and read it too.
I'm good.
Oh, sorry about that. Paimon will be more careful next time. Hey, shouldn't we be heading to the opera house to see Lenny's performance soon? It's almost time for the show to start, so we should...
Okay.
Lenny said that the opera house is on Aranea, so let's go ride the opera bus.
Wait, it's not here? Oh, it's Court of Fontaine. Oh, Opera Epicless. There. There's a third. Never mind, it's broken.
Now this is fancy. The opera at
Everything is fancy here.
What a place to hold a performance. No wonder Lenny and Lynette were looking forward to it. Huh. Looks like there's a lot of people standing around the fountain up ahead.
Oh, Archon, please bless us with a bright and healthy child. We pray.
I don't know
Making
why you
wishes.
always feel the need to ask so much. I'll be happy as long as our child is healthy and lives a peaceful life.
That's what everyone wants.
I guess if they're our kid, then there's no doubt they'll turn out smart.
Maybe this is one of the customs in Fontaine. There sure are a lot of couples here.
Vache.
What? Huh? What's going on?
What's wrong?
Vache. Vache.
Excuse me, I don't speak French. Did you just say something, Paimon?
No, Paimon didn't say anything.
Strange.
Are you hearing things?
Whose voice was that just now?
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine converges here.
And that voice is just
Customary for
gone?
newlyweds to come here and wish for children.
Lynette, you scared Paimon.
Calm down.
Lenny asked me to wait here for you, remember?
Right.
I seem to hear a faint voice just now.
What do you mean? There are a lot of people here right now.
Seeing as if the voice was coming from the fountain.
Hey, you're not trying to scare Paimon, are you? Besides, it's the middle of the day. It's not the time for eerie things.
No, Paimon, this isn't a scary story.
I see. I might be able to tell you something that could help explain the voice you heard.
Okay,
In
explain.
You might not be imagining things at all. I suspect that what you heard is a result of your hypersensitivity to the hydro element. Others in my family have had similar experiences.
It's because of his sensitivity to the hydro element? But what would hearing a voice have to do with elemental power?
When do you cry, Paimon?
What?
What question is that?
Do with anything?
Just answer me. When do you cry?
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and when Paimon's super happy. Oh, and also when Paimon's really, really scared.
Then you should understand that tears contain your most intense emotions. Like I just mentioned,
Right.
the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges. Even the tears that fall to the ground will eventually gather here. So maybe what you heard was the intense emotion coming from
Those are
someone's tears.
motions? I'm not sure whether I buy it though.
So, what did the voice say?
Seemed to be calling out someone's name.
If you were hearing their emotions, then Paimon wonders what happened to them.
Rather than worrying about them, we should worry about my brother first. Don't let that calm look of his fool you. He tends to get pretty nervous just before a performance. So chatting with Linny might help him relax a little before he goes on stage.
Oh, he's gonna mess up?
Oh, right. That makes sense. Let's go in and see Linny.
Okay. What? Oh. Offerings to the Fountain Lucine. Offer the hydro sigils to you obtain and everything. Okay. This is where I use my sigils. 50 levels, I guess. Can throw the hydro sigils to obtain across Fontaine. Fountain of Lucine outside their opera must raise its level and obtain valuable rewards. Really? I opened just a few chests and what, 3 challenges? Okay, level 1 then. I know I didn't show how I opened all of those chests, but still. Let's see. Oh, the Midlander's still here. I wonder if they're gonna make another billet
the law is
type
compatible with human nature,
with
but sometimes
Netland
the two
starting.
conflict. Balancing the two
Let's
is
see,
a discipline
50.
in
Yep,
its own
50
right.
levels. Next is 2 fates. Not bad. And 30 sigils, unlike in Sumeru 35. Now we go in. That's an interesting dog. Poor thing is in costume, probably getting a heat stroke.
Traveler in Paimon, good to see you. I knew you two would come.
Are you kidding? We wouldn't miss it for the world. We've been looking forward to it.
I can
Deco.
tell, judging by how early you
Can tell it's a big place.
But you're actually right on time. The audience still hasn't started entering the venue yet, which means now is the perfect chance for us to take you to the best seats in the house. Wait just a moment, I'll fetch the tickets. The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations. I've already reserved your seats.
I'm
and
guessing
here
it's
are your
always
tickets.
packed.
Ooh, front row seats. Thanks, Linny.
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep thanking me.
Hey, Lenny! Could you come over here and take a look at this?
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there. That's Cal, my assistant, calling me. I'll go lend him a hand.
Best get busy.
Yeah, we'll just go to our seats. You go ahead, Linny.
Isn't it too early? He says. Okay, let's check this place out. Inside is fancy. Wait, no, I'm gonna go upstairs. Do those doors open? Oh, they do. Oh, wow. This is the balcony? Wow. This is very fancy. I'm liking this. It's also so huge. Oh. Got too far, I guess. That's okay, I'll look at it later. Wait, who's there?
Oh, these should be our seats. Come on, let's sit down.
not sitting down, Paimon. Yeah, we're not the only ones here.
Hey, traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next to us. Since we're sitting together and the rest of the place is practically empty still. It's kinda awkward if we don't say anything.
Isn't that usually your job?
Of course you put this on Paimon.
Excuse me.
Like I said earlier, you're
I am
taking
terribly
everything
sorry.
what I wanted to say.
I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
Oh, so you heard all of that, did ya? Boy, you sure have good ears. Paimon thought she was keeping her voice down.
No, we heard everything. There's quite a big echo here.
Wait, that's not it. Paimon's sorry. Paimon's the one who was being rude, talking under her breath like that. Let's talk, but, what should we talk
This
about?
is getting even more awkward.
Oh, Paimon's got it. You're also here early and sitting in the front. Are you a friend of Linny's teacher?
A friend, you say? Well,
No.
If Mr. Linney would like to be my friend, I would be more than happy to reciprocate.
Oh, so you're not friends with Linny then? Oh, this is getting more awkward by the second.
Okay, let's just stop talking.
Paimon nearly forgot to make her introduction. Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Teyvat. And as required by proper etiquette,
Wait, you
I will
know?
also introduce myself.
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Oh, this is new, Villette.
Ah, Mr. Linney. I should say it is in fact an honor for me to see your performance in person.
So wait, didn't they say he's the judge?
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still don't know who Monsieur Nervillet is. Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice.
What does it
That
say?
seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be
Ludex?
too much to say
Is that an
he's
L?
the symbol of justice and
Or
honesty here in
Udex?
Fontaine.
I can't tell. L or an I. Stop using fonts like these.
Ooh,
Well, he is the Chief of
sorry
Justice.
for being so rude just now. Paimon had no idea you were such an important person.
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. Nearly every person has their usual reserved seat, so I'm not so special, really. And by the way, I should probably let you know, even though I would prefer not to.
Oh, yes, what's up?
There's someone sitting up there in the
Oh.
VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now.
Since when you were there? How long have you been there?
I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first
She watching me?
So I think you should take
And
notice of
just
her
barged
sooner
into the
rather than
opera
later.
house, not knowing
She
she's
may
watching
become
me.
Flustered.
Oh, she was behind? Didn't even check up there. That laugh.
Huh? Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro Archon.
Yeah, it's just for Rena.
She sure has a smug and satisfied look on her face. Guess she has no idea that you saw right through her act.
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more attention. We may now enjoy the show.
Huh? So is this what things are like between the Chief
Weird.
Justice and the Hydro Archon?
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my preparations, and the performance will start as soon as the audience has made their way to their seats.
Yay! The show's finally about to start!
Are we getting a cutscene for that?
Paimon's never seen a real live magic show before.
Crowds enter the venue and the curtains open and everything.
Ooh! They're dimming the lights! The show must be starting!
Quiet down, Paimon. Everyone can hear you.
Sorry. Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Especially when there's such an
Welcome, one
echo.
and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny.
Where's the music? Okay, there's
And
an
over
applause.
here is my sister Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a warm welcome.
Sound awkward when there's no music in such a show.
Hello, everyone.
She tired.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now, but that's just a sign that she's nervous.
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be
She's
thinking,
probably thinking you're
two
the
vision
nervous
holders
one
who can
here.
freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today. Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
Does that really work? I thought regardless if your vision is just a few meters away or onto you, you can still use it. No?
Good point. That's what makes the show real magic.
Now,
I don't buy
further
it.
ado, let
It's
the
probably
show
a
begin.
distraction, as he
Lynette
said
will now
before.
exit the stage to make some
It's all
preparations.
about distracting.
I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected way. I'm sure she'll be stealing the spotlight soon enough. Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, just like magicians say.
A magician's
Oh,
greatest
there's a
skill
cutscene.
is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless.
I'm gonna pull out a rabbit or something. Oh, floating hat. And cards. Okay, there's a pigeon.
But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky.
Oh, nice.
Using
Okay,
this water
what is
tank,
that?
I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes.
In the water tank? Looks dangerous. You're not gonna pull a Houdini here, are you?
It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top.
Okay, but when it's closed.
Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now.
But you're not an amateur, right?
Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do.
Oh, great. She's naked. Somewhere.
Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
That's pretty good. Farina seems to enjoy it as well.
Whoa! What in the world just happened? How did he do that? Harlan didn't see him do anything. Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
Yeah, what a show.
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking. To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage.
Yeah, you don't have to
caught up
understand
trying to see that
everything.
which has been intentionally hidden.
Guess you're right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette reappeared. Amazing!
Thank you everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. But our magical journey has only just begun. I've prepared even more astonishing surprises for everyone here. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just
There's
seen.
that cat of his.
I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough. But Lynette is still my assistant after all. In which case, I have ample time to make all necessary preparations. So, for
Another
my next
trick?
trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member.
Am I going to be the
If
one?
my assistants could bring out the magical boxes now. There are 2 boxes and only 2 boxes. One is here and one is there in the aisle among the audience.
Oh, it's going to be a
I'm
switch?
sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic trick.
A swap.
A swap! Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the opposite box. Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you see here. Don't give me any chance to make a move.
Wow! How's he gonna do this? Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks, or does Lenny have actual superpowers?
Well, let's watch and see.
The lucky audience member will be generated by this random number selector.
But it's not going
It
to be
selects numbers
random.
entirely at random. Even I don't know who will be chosen to participate. Now then, let's begin. Let me see. Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations! You now have the chance to
not me.
experience magic
Okay.
firsthand for an entire minute. Please, come forward.
For an
My
entire
assistant will
minute.
take you
Wow.
beside the magic box. I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do anything, but no matter what strange things may happen, don't come out of the box. If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up? You might even find yourself in the Fortress of Meropide.
Oh,
Where's that?
okay.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to ask the audience to do. Could you all give me a countdown? Like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. You can go a little faster or slower if you like. I won't be able to see anything.
Okay,
in the pitch
0.
black
Time's
box,
up.
So I'll be relying on your voices to know when time is up. Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh! Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that!
I'm sure Lenny is prepared.
No, that won't do. I can see it in your eyes. You still can't be trusted. Let's practice together. Come on, repeat after me. 60, 59, 58.
60! 59! 58!
That's right, perfect. Keep it going. All right, I'll see you all on the other side once you've finished counting.
Oh, I see how this goes out. Slow down.
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get more
Merely a
attention.
consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me. Just enjoy the show.
Exactly.
Alright. You look so serious that Paimon thought you might be feeling uncomfortable or something.
He is serious.
40! 39! 38!
Oh, we got already 20 seconds off.
You all right in there? Is everything ready?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just double-checking the direction of the magic. It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example, midair right above the
No one's counting now.
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all.
He's just supremely confident in his abilities. What was that?
What was that noise?
Did he hit something? Did it come from the stage?
Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't seem like anyone's worried about it.
25! 24! 23! What's wrong, Mr. Linney? I can still hear you moving in there.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm
Oh,
trying to
that's
fix
what
it,
happened.
But it's pitch black in here. I can't tell left from right.
Never mind the
Start
decorations.
touching the walls.
There's no
You'll
time
find
for
the
that.
exit.
The show is what's important.
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect. Don't worry, we still have 20 seconds. Hear them counting?
Yes, you know. Or is 20 seconds more than enough and he didn't need 60?
Planned. I apologize, everyone. It feels
What?
like you're all starting to count faster, but that's alright. I know it can be tiring to do such a long countdown. 10 seconds and change is still plenty of time.
That's how.
Almost there now.
Okay.
Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't
It should
tell.
be
They both
0
look the
by
same
now.
inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again. 7! Hey, slow down! Honestly!
They did slow down for about 10 seconds. Wrong door. Okay. I guess he did that on purpose, stalling. He didn't need 60, he needed 5 seconds. Whoa there. There was a person inside. Yeah, someone's dead. Okay, not looking good for you, Linny.
Is this part of the show?
Is he going to play this
Use
show?
magic to fix the stage now, right?
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in that box, right?
This performance
Yeah.
is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits.
Oh, here we
No one is
go.
allowed in or out at this time.
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause. But if this was all part of some scheme, then those accountable will not escape the judgment of the God of Justice.
You okay, Farina? You sound confused a bit.
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough.
As long as I'm not the one arrested. Sometimes the guards complete their investigation.
Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead.
No.
His name was Cowell,
Wait,
one of
what?
the assistants in Linny's magic troupe.
Assistant? Where's the girl?
Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank to fall onto the stage.
Huh, that sounds actually obvious. So that
As
was
of
a
now, we're
planned
still not sure why
murder.
we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience. And
That's
after
right.
an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be found. It appears that this incident was not merely
The whole
some mishap
building?
with the performance.
Did you search the whole
And there are
building?
many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearances of young women.
Oh, you mean that happened
serial
now?
disappearances
Here?
case?
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
Is the murderer also a magician? Or is it Linny, actually? To pull it off like this?
I know the truth.
Do you?
I can see through the whole thing. Really, using such a shallow and obvious mystery as his finale. Did he really underestimate us that badly?
Well, what's your guess, Farina?
I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linny, is now the prime suspect
I
in
mean-
the serial disappearances case.
He is the main suspect, or maybe there's someone else that wants him to be the suspect.
Why me?
To get
This
away.
whole thing was an accident.
Oh, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared after being chosen, did she not?
Okay.
The deceased is one of your assistants, is he not?
Well, first two things could be a coincidence, and the assistant dying is an accident.
Now
Really?
that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a provocation, a bald-faced challenge.
That can't be right. How can Lenny do this? He was in the box on the stage the entire time. We can even hear his voice.
That's right.
Before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances. He couldn't possibly mean catching himself.
Well, he's a suspect at
Save
most.
discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Linney and his associates?
Oh.
That you are pressing charges?
She has the say in this, so it's her choice.
I just think that he... Well, I
What?
think it might be a little early to talk about formally pressing charges.
She's backing down?
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense. Looks
Wait,
like she's
no,
gonna
no.
personally deliver justice.
Don't jump to conclusions.
Kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a magic show.
First you have
Lady
to
Farina said it all.
search everything. Find clues.
I mean, of course, my dear people. But what excites me even
She
more
wasn't
than
just
the
sure
obvious
about
truth
herself
before
now.
our eyes is the opponent I'll be facing. That's right. I mean you, traveler.
What?
You'll support Lenny, won't you? After all, he was the one who helped you the first time we met.
Well, I trust him, yes. But why are you hating me?
Then there's no problem at all. You know, the traveler and I already had a duel the first time we met.
No, that wasn't a duel. It doesn't even count.
But with Lenny's help, our little duel ended in a draw.
Also, no. It wasn't a
But
draw.
draws really are the most boring possible outcome. So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. And what better place to hold such a riveting showdown and decide the true victor than here, on the grandest of stages, the Opera Epiclese.
It wasn't a draw. She obviously lost last time.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order. Well, traveler, seems Lady Farina
So
has
we're
set you
gonna
her
go on
sights.
trial now?
But
For
putting
real?
her dramatic rhetoric aside for a moment, I would like to ask you,
Yes?
are you willing to act as Mr. Linney's attorney and defend him in this case?
Can I have an option about no? I'd never studied this. Let me call Yanfei and it'll be smoother. Yes, I am, I
Very
guess.
well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House.
Day.
Both sides may investigate the scene to build their cases and search for the truth. Linney and his troupe are all potential suspects and shall remain within the Opera House. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared by the guards.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big shot outlander can build in such a short amount of time. I'm really quite looking forward to
Farina, I think you have it all wrong about me. Everyone is dismissed and the audience begin to leave along the and Farina and with Nulet.
Sorry about everything that happened just now. Were you frightened?
A little bit.
Be scared after witnessing an accident like that.
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. How could this happen? And poor Cal. I know you already
Yeah.
claimed that you would defend me. but
Poor
now it's
cow,
just
and
us
also
talking.
where's the girl?
Tell me, do you think I could possibly be the murderer?
It's hard to
I
say.
understand.
I can't
And I'm
say
not
for
what
sure.
happened, so I can only imagine how difficult it is
We
for you
we
to grasp
just
the
met
situation.
you. I can't trust you
I'm sure everyone
completely.
sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But if you ask me, the whole thing is mysteries layered upon mysteries. such that all that's left is confusion.
That's why we need to loosen the suspicion from you to something else.
Was in the box. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. If someone tampered with my performance, then we need to figure out what they did. Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
Yes, it is very strange.
Which is precisely why we need to investigate. As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible.
What is that? Where did you get those glasses, Paimon? What are you doing?
Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool, huh?
Okay.
Don't worry. Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel funds.
You have your own savings.
I think they look cute on you, Paimon.
You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. Feeling depressed isn't going to help me now. I need to get back to my normal self. But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be especially difficult for Lynette and I to prove our own innocence. Good thing you agreed to be our attorneys. Thanks for that. We'll be counting on you.
Yes, thank you so much.
I'm used to this sort of thing.
Just leave it to us. Oh, since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question first. Where did Lynette go during the performance?
Oh, well, I'm afraid that would involve some of our essential trade secrets as magicians.
At this moment, Linny, you have to tell me all your secrets. If you want to have a chance.
Our past saving, Linny.
Yeah.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind our tricks is going to be important evidence that will be weighted during the trial.
That's right. And if you want to loosen up that sentence, you better just say it.
'Tis truly a pity. As a magician, our magic show is a work of art. We've poured countless hours and spared no effort in perfecting it. But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth,
the worst thing is that everyone's going to be watching the trial, so even if he's cleared, his show will be uncovered.
We'll go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards, and in the meantime, you can go investigate the stage and the seating areas.
Okay.
Alright, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are still here. Detective Paimon is on the case!
Okay.
Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
We are Linny and Lynette's attorneys.
I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned. Listen, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'd avoid getting mixed up in this whirlpool of a mess if I were you.
What do you mean?
I didn't
Come
want
with me
to.
and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants named Cal.
Yes, I know
Even though
that.
he hadn't joined the troupe long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked him. The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowl inside it.
Yeah, but why was Cowl
This
inside?
is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of the girl. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap.
Yeah, that's...
All these factors lining up so
that's
perfectly
already
makes it hard to see this as a mere
something.
accident. If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and Linny is the most likely person to have access to all these areas.
But he doesn't have a motive.
That's
Are you
also
both
true.
good friends of his?
Oh well,
Well, you can't say we're good friends.
we just
but
met.
We've known each other for a little while.
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act as his attorneys. I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a magician is holding the audience in the palm of their hand. I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of evidence.
People can also be the most reliable evidence.
Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know that I'm warning you for your own good. Anyway, you
Yep,
may investigate
okay.
the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows, maybe you'll be able to come up with some new evidence.
Maybe. Oh, you can use case record to confirm your current evidence and clue collection situation and sort case-related information. You can check as yet undescribed evidence and clues in the case record, then investigate the corresponding area to locate them. Use a perception skill to find evidence and clues that can be investigated within a certain radius around yourself. This will advance your overall progress. Okay. Card's investigation report. The deceased identity. Oh, interesting. Let me check. Oh, okay.
Whoever the murderer was, they must have made preparations well beforehand.
This is also voiced.
Why would it be him? How strange.
Interesting. So, it's like, you know, in Sumer we had this book, and I'm guessing in Fontaine there's going to be not just one, but many investigations. Also, the music change reminds me of Persona 5.
The investigation
Which
team
I
has some
barely
new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
Huh, really?
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping
So it
Lenny
was
and Lynette
planned,
with their side of the
actually.
investigation. What were you saying about the number selector?
You're trying to help them?
Yes.
That'll be a tall order.
Lenny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance.
Okay.
In other words, Lenny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
That's interesting.
That much checks out. Lenny reserved our seats for us too.
Yeah, he
You see
knew
why I was saying
where
it'd
we
be
were
tough
sitting,
to make
knew
a case
it,
for
and
Lenny.
that girl. But it chose that girl.
Even though it's bad for Lenny's case, Paimon had better write it down.
Always write everything down. At worst, we can just say someone else is lying and then we have different bad evidence. Broken magic vessel left on the scene. Yeah, I understand that.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
But it's just a rope. Either Linny didn't realize this or was a safety concern.
Why are you suddenly so serious, traveler?
It's just a rope. It will burn. Just looking into where the rope snapped.
Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material. Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
Seems to be flammable.
Huh. So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then that means... Wait! Why don't you write all this down? Let's...
Okay, special rope. Well, not looking good so far. It all points to Linny being the murderer.
What are you investigating?
Well, that
this
is if
location
we
has also
think
been
it's
cordoned
Linny.
off because the magic troupe members are currently considered prime suspects. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
Can you tell us who she is?
Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The magic troupe members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects. Simply put, she wasn't related to the magic troupe at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between
Well, maybe at this point Lenny is just going to jail.
Okay then.
Thanks for letting us know all this.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us.
That would be great, because she would be the best evidence for
That we
something.
get to the bottom of these disappearances.
Or Lenny just gets arrested and you know, waits in jail until another accident happens, which no one wants that. I checked. There's more? Two more. Wait, outside maybe? Well, not outside, somewhere here. The box. It was like an ordinary box, but Lenny somehow moved instantly from stage to being inside of it. How did he do it? Magician's secret? Probably something underground happened. Someone...
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, alright?
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
Oh yeah, we did hear it.
Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Lenny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
Maybe, but we have to find out what it
I'm of the
was.
opinion that it may have been the sound of Lenny's accomplice, Lynette perhaps, jumping atop the water tank or something like that. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
Wait, wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing.
And wouldn't the water tank have started to swing a bit in that case?
That's true.
Yeah.
I suppose
No. If
reconsider.
she were to jump on it, we would have seen it.
That does remind Paimon though. What was with that sound?
I don't know. Further? Further outside? Oh, here.
Lenny's still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
Okay, can I go here?
Hey, you!
Huh?
Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Who are you? The Mafia?
You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No?
What does that
By
mean?
the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Well,
Yes,
you're
I'm
right
not.
on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula?
The what?
From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president.
Okay.
Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
Or you mean bodyguard?
I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
Huh? Boss? Demoiselle?
Oh, one of those is French.
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies, demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No, no need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Okay.
If you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rasula anyway. All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
So you want to investigate? Or are you even watching
right.
there?
I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases.
Oh.
My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind. Really? We think so too! That's why we're looking for clues now. But how did you come to that conclusion? Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
So, your intuition he's innocent and their other intuition that he's guilty.
Linny without any decisive evidence
Still no
whatsoever,
proof.
wasn't she? But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's right.
A trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation. Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro Archon. Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times. But liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her.
Well, when you put it like that.
All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Oh, okay, what's the question?
Did that answer count? Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
No.
Well?
Not always, at least.
Why would that be?
Doing so makes it easy for the truth to fall into. By the way, it's something serious like trial shouldn't be treated like as entertainment.
See, Silver and Malus? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, demoiselle. I too think that the traveler's response was most excellent. No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on
The guy
stage
sounds
here
like
must be
he
based in fact.
smoked a whole pack of
And
cigarettes.
if that can be done, boss, then
All right, that's quite enough, Malus. Anyway, I like your answer. You passed with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. Wait! Since when did we become assistants? Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy. That's more like it.
Okay, seems you've already agreed then.
far be it from me to brag, but I believe that demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth. You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In
Okay.
this sense, our goals are aligned.
But will we find it?
You have a point. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister? And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
I have nothing to add.
Good one. Also, how are you? How are those glasses holding?
Oh, all right.
Gravity?
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Linny's tricks.
Okay. Meeting new companions. That wasn't it? Why did we talk? Didn't give any clues.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register
First
your
time I
identity
hear a
with us first.
Melusine.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Linny and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
What about during the show?
I doubt there was much opportunity then either.
How can you be so sure?
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time.
Okay, but are you the best security?
I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck, but still, I did not abandon my post, and I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave. We Melusines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
Like what? Paying attention?
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here.
Maybe they have some special abilities.
Alright, thank you for your help. This will be useful info.
Entrances and exits to the opera house. Just one.
We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Lenny's discussion with the guards is going.
Not too good, I guess.
Let's see, shall we?
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
Yeah, she doesn't want any of it.
You've arrived. Who's this?
This is Navia.
I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and we'll be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Oh. Now it's going to reveal the secrets?
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick.
Right
But before
under
I
that
reveal
one?
everything, you
Another
should have a
under
look
the
first.
stage?
Notice anything strange here?
Like what? Just a box? What else?
I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods
Oh,
used to
there's
perform
no...
it more easily.
There's no decorations.
Weren't there balloons and other decorations
Yeah,
here?
and it's just empty.
Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering
The back of the door isn't the same. I didn't notice that. I noticed decorations.
What's different about it, Paimon?
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
There's another box inside the game.
Exactly. Alright, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Okay, so there was an idea that there's something underground. And this passage linked to the 2 boxes together.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place.
Yeah, it is
The
somewhat
two
of a
magic
known
boxes are
trick that
positioned
there's
right above the 2
a
entrances
tunnel
of the
under
tunnel.
the stage.
See this flatbed trolley? The
Yep.
box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side.
Yeah, it's
using the
probably
trolley.
easier to
This
move
trolley
it with
can
that.
raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
Yeah.
I see.
That means you
That's
have
the purpose of
only
the
a few
box.
seconds to do it.
The inner box would
You don't
descend
have
after
to push
the
it for
audience member
yourself.
was put inside and be moved
Easy.
along the trolley. All while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
Yeah, the outer box stays.
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Then what about your side of the trick?
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect.
Ah.
My assistant and I had already scripted our
Technology.
conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
Okay.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
Oh, were
I
you?
mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my
Okay.
favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked.
Okay, now all of it is revealed.
It was more amazing than the last.
You can tell a lot of thought was put into
Lynette would
this.
briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete.
Okay, now I
But
get
as
it.
you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime. So Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yeah, so
Yes, of
we
course.
are
No need to be so
only
strict
allowed
now.
to be here.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
The magic trick. On-stage magic box structure. Audience side magic box structure. Oh, lots of things. Control switch. Okay. Examine ladder. Just a ladder. Quite the order, yeah, I know. The weird thing is to see that the trolley's rails are on the ladder. Bad design there. Investigate the thing.
What's this?
Oh,
Looks like a hook
it's a
tied
hook.
to the end of a rope.
And you didn't mention this earlier.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it is.
I mean, there's a lot of
noted it
props.
first.
They're just lying around. Dropped hook rope. Broken vase. That's not.
The floor
That's
is
not
wet.
from the
Please be
noise.
careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
It was for trick.
Paimon knows. It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear. And
Don't know that one.
huh? Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Unless the vase was standing there.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Broken flower vase. This is getting interesting. The further I go. More storage boxes. All kinds of process you have usually stuffed in there. On the trolley. Oh wait, trolley is crucial for transporting the magic box. Yeah, and what is this? The vent?
What is this place?
Looks like a vent.
It seems someone could fit through here.
Easily.
Could this have been the suspect's escape?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, this space would be too narrow.
Are you sure? It's
There are no other ways
almost the size of us. Other than those that got through the magic boxes.
You're right. Let Paimon write that down.
Tunnel vent. I mean, no concrete evidence yet. Did we get all? Oh no, wait.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right?
Wait,
Her
that's her
clothes are
clothes?
here, but she's nowhere to be found.
You didn't mention the guest having a wardrobe change.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
What's with your eyes?
Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
I know it's confusing. The young lady's clothes. Okay. return to the
Seems we're
surface,
just
okay?
about done investigating down here.
Yes, let's head back up.
I believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement.
And then they go to the
The
basement?
guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
It would seem so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable.
We still have
No wonder
nothing.
Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right.
Yeah,
This is how
okay.
a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
The artist will
That's
talk?
right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the oratrice has its own will and is a judge in its own right.
Interesting.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not that this has ever happened anyway.
Fascinating.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Novelet called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment. Which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
Didn't they say that?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
No, let's not make it worse.
Paimon thinks they have a point. That
Let's
said,
just stay here.
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Now's not the time to be
In that
picky.
case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too. I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Paimon. No.
Just kidding. Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Huh?
Make them? Here? Now?
Understood, mademoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
A huge one.
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Where did you keep those?
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough.
Oh boy, here it goes.
We are quite the interesting group.
Must be a Spina di Rusula thing.
And Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven.
Those are
It's even better
macaroons,
now.
right?
Paimon can't stop drooling. From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
You mean support? That's not quite what Paimon meant, but okay.
Paimon was just thinking, aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano.
Okay, she's a different kind.
Snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg weights, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack.
Not if I would know.
Fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Only 3?
Never had macaroons before
Eating too
because
many
they're
sweet treats might send all
extremely
that sugar to your
expensive.
head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as
Me,
well.
it won't change
This
how
is
Paimon
Demoiselle's
acts.
favorite. Strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Why don't you take a break as well?
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
Then you should take a break.
Alright then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical
Then
motive.
there's an idea that the criminal is actually still here,
When everyone was watching.
hiding. So we're left with 2 other people, the missing girl and the
The
deceased.
vase and the thud we heard during the performance.
So my idea, the criminal's still here somewhere.
Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Probably.
That makes sense, but the real trouble is...
There's no evidence that this third person even exists.
True.
Also,
None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person, but
there's no
left
evidence
to
what
consider
we
are
got
both
now.
technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowl.
Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowl before making her escape?
Oh, you think she is the suspect? And she had no way of knowing how the magic trick works.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor
That's
does she
right.
have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the magic
Well, you
troop
can't
settlers.
trust all of that. A person may not say a single thing in their life to anyone, and it still can be a suspect.
Thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case.
So far, it's
Macarons
impossible.
are amazing though, Navia.
I wonder, there'll be more cases. How hard will they be?
They are my specialty after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
5?
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
It's fine, if you ate them, you ate them.
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you?
Hey, don't take it seriously.
Macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach.
How would that work?
Get it? Well, I suppose one of us
Well,
might have
then you
gotten too
would
engrossed
finally
in our
descend to
chat
the
meeting and by
ground.
mistake. No big deal. Maloose, set up the stove again if you would.
Again?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Okay, there's really no need for that.
We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Now, yeah, the second round of baking, or the discussion that follows, does not
That's it for
yield
snack time.
any
I'm
results.
going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys,
How much
I
time?
suggest the 2 of you think the case over again.
Isn't it already the next day?
It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
It will probably happen, I can feel it.
Alright, thanks for your help, and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Maloose, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Probability of a third person being involved. Okay.
It's time to put our heads together. We've gotta get our defense ready.
Wait
for the
until the
trial.
following morning.
Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare.
I guess I'm just
Take Paimon's notes. They should
waiting
help
for
you
the
review the situation.
second day.
Dude, the whole situation is so confusing.
I do have some
Good
thoughts.
plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Hopefully.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands.
Yeah, but that doesn't
Right?
help.
I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia. Well,
Unless she does.
Best of luck to you.
Wonder how this will play out. Will I have any control over this trial, or I'm just gonna watch?
Finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
Not too good.
you might be disappointed.
No.
You
We're
might
already
be going to
very grateful
jail.
that you were willing to
So I'm just gonna give you the bill and get lost.
Now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed.
Yes, it did.
That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Just you wait, Farina.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage.
Are they gonna clearly reveal the details, magic trick, everyone in the audience?
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that
I didn't read all of that.
you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
So you're saying
That is simply
he
your
did both
hypothesis
things?
based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Yeah.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
These transitions are something new.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Yeah, we did hear it.
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
How could Lenny not know about that? Wait, he didn't?
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
That's not good.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Probably represent the author's stance on the trial.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse
You
in
know,
the blink of an eye.
that's for acting on stage.
Of course,
Don't take it too
I
literally.
have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
What?
The House of the Hearth?
They're Fatui? Now that's a big
wonder they
reveal.
did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. now it all makes sense.
Wait, stop with the disappearance. Now there's a
feeling
new
that what
thing.
happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's
What does that
irrelevant.
mean?
Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it.
Nope. Ether doesn't have anything.
Speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted?
Oh, that's how she feels on the inside.
Fighting in discord, I suppose. Oh, good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us this before?
Linny and Lynette are for two.
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
There's no doubt about the magician's ability to con others. Given how Linny concealed his identity, this could have all been set up beforehand. Plus, Child is here in Fontaine along with other house operatives. There must be some scheme at work here. There's maybe a different thing they're up to. I've been a victim of such schemes before now.
Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it.
No, you
We
didn't.
might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Permission to speak, Your Honor.
Granted.
My client has withheld some key
In
information.
that case, what is your
I
request?
request a brief adjournment. There are things that must be
Is
discussed.
that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
That's for me to handle, not you.
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn.
Hear that?
This
Listen to
trial
the
will
man.
reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience,
I just don't know what I'm doing.
allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Well, court is adjourned. You meet with Linny and Lynette backstage in the Opera House. So, now explain, you two.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and...
Yeah, sorry. Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry.
I mean,
and
I
reasonably
would
so.
have different thoughts if
Please,
they would
let me
immediately
explain.
tell me that they're from Fatui.
I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before.
Oh, you
I
know?
wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
But how can we know this is all just another
Right.
lie?
So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal.
that's how I met Child, by
At least,
coincidence.
not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both but...
Where did you actually go while the trick was being performed?
Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now!
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask.
Did they lie before?
We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately?
Oh.
During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and
that air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
And what did you find?
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came.
So there was someone else.
On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground. But the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought.
Okay, and there was
After
someone
that,
else then.
The homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Why did you want to understand how Oratrice
Because
operates?
of that prophecy I told you about, of course.
Oh,
we
because
must
of
know
that.
all we can about this nation's secrets in
But
order to deal with that
now there's the
prophesized
thing,
threat.
if
That's the
we
only way
reveal
we can save everyone.
your
So,
motive, you
there
were
you have
going
it,
down
the
there,
whole
which is
truth.
probably
I
forbidden.
swear, I didn't hide
It's
anything
going
from
to
you
create a
this
separate trial.
It was never my wish to
I mean, we
proceed
can
under this
do
cloud
that.
of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
I'll think about it.
You decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in facts. I will defend you from these
Okay.
charges.
Thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Actually, we already have the key evidence we need. Really?
Huh?
Right now? The German is almost over. Go back.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Any statement, voice in the Oratrice court chamber. So do you have a chance now? I don't really know. What did he understand? The briefer German ends and the nail-biting trial.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us
Okay.
continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the event.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention at this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linny's perspective.
Based on opposition account events, you can identify loopholes in their statement. Used evidence includes obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of fact and replace them with new inferences. Use your refutations to convince the audience to obtain more support from the people. The Oratrice will display such shifts. You find and refute all incorrect content. You can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth. Okay.
As the countdown began,
This is
he
going to be
entered
difficult.
The tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her.
Oh.
At this time, Cowell arrived.
That's
in the
how
tunnel,
you think.
having heard that strange noise, and caught Linny red-handed. So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth.
Those
behind
last
what
two
happened.
definitely don't go together.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
The key to refuting Lady
Oh.
Farina is the order of events. What Lenny
Ether
experienced
speaks.
and what he saw.
Okay, any actions in the tunnel? Okay. Evidence reviewed. Lenny entered the tunnel. No, wait, he did enter the tunnel. Let's see. Here's the chamber.
According to Lenny,
Yeah.
he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Okay, so this happened. That didn't. Kidnapped. Well, we have. This could be it, no? No.
Seems this won't produce a particular...
Okay, that might be this one then. No? Okay, well, try. Let's see. Voice of the Ortrees.
Lenny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
Okay, next. Let's refute Lenny knocked hell. This? No. I don't think it's this. Also no, so, or...
Lenny did not
Really?
take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
How is this the right clue? And the last one doesn't?
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say! When the countdown started, Lenny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent!
Okay, we balance it out, I guess. It's not over, I think.
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
You did great.
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
More, I believe my position's reasoning is flawed.
My reasoning?
However, you say that Cal bumped into Lenny by chance.
That's the case! Then if Carol hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Lenny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident. I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Do you happen to remember? We refuted Lenny's alibi initially.
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? You're saying that he wasn't.
Claim has now become my weapon. Oh. Now from this one.
That's right! Lenny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Linny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof!
I'm getting into it.
Well played.
To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
A third person? The murderer was? Some gear icons interface here. What's going on? So many things to do in one trial. How did the culprit trigger the onstage accident? In the long run, the suspicion only other members of the troupe would have only been able to tamper with props. Give a detailed account of the trick was supposed to work. And change the route of linear. Yeah, I already went through these things. Okay, what? Now one choice. Who was the only person who could possibly have committed the crime?
Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
That's my guess. No. Wrong. Okay then.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant.
That's weird.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious? The killer
I'm
was,
serious.
in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that so?
And an accident happened.
Interesting. Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth.
Now Ether has
Cowell did.
more lines
How
now.
he went
Finally.
from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Okay. Can we envisage Linny as having been unable to interfere with crime?
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So where
we interfere?
the sound we heard may have come from a clash between. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lynn.
This one? Can I prove that there was no creation in the tunnel? Oh, wait. Maybe I should have chosen that.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment.
I'm just gonna choose this. Prime suspect currently.
The deceased's name
Cowell. Where did the missing Halsey go?
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
I'm gonna choose that. Well, okay, that was obviously wrong.
Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Now I figured out with 3 tries. In the world did Halsey go?
I see how it is. So
I
this
just
is all
kept
just a bluff.
guessing the
Here I thought you
third
had something
item
to show
wrong.
for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the
Like
trick
what?
as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Escaping from the water tank. Wait, could it be in the water?
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
Going
If
back
the
to
defense
worse.
is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Hold on a second. What, more
Linny
proof?
was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave the sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. The deceased's name is Cowell.
I just read these things.
The vase
broken
was not
vase?
broken by.
It was not there before when Linny entered.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water.
Can it?
Just a moment, please. I do hope you know how
Karina has a fun time today.
at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water?
I mean, I've seen gruesome
Reality we're
things.
talking about here, not some magic trick.
I request that we examine Cal's personal effects.
Must we really? I
Yes.
should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about two completely different things.
I
Even
know.
so, I trust the traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case,
That's right.
it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings,
Maybe
would it?
he was the killer and
People really do come up with all sorts
And
of
just
harebrained
disaster
schemes when
struck.
at the end of the rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased Cal.
after some time, guard returns with news.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste.
Okay,
We
what is
discovered
it?
several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
Where's that?
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice.
Oh.
The notebook has many
There we
entries
go.
concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears.
There
multiple
we
times.
go.
One of these
There's
tubes
already
was
some
labeled Opera
evidence.
Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. The
So
notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that
Even
Halsey
better.
was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Fontaine
Something so
people,
ridiculous
to be
actually be
precise.
true.
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Prophecy again.
Can become water. Does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait!
Do you
What
figure it
about
out?
your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
We can't leave.
Order! Order!
Damn.
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining
What if
the
she's
items
dead
along
as
these
well?
lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the
Let's just say a
evidence.
murder came out as an accident.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal heart! That one didn't make sense at all.
Or it's just
Think
random.
about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Water from the primordial sea. Oh, again with this. Who's the prime
The
suspect?
deceased's
Cow.
name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would
Yeah.
have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Yeah. Oh boy. Control the timing of the
The water from the
dissolution.
primordial sea should already...
What item did the culprit use to dissolve Halsey? Oh boy.
The water
This,
from the primordial...
this one. Control the timing of dissolution.
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire... I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. Lynette was in the magic box on stage.
Tighten the cover used to hide the mechanism before.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick. I remember there was something.
Okay, one wrong.
Now it seems like the
hook for controlling the timing. Boy, this is getting quite a long quest, but I do like it.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again!
Okay, go ahead.
In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
That makes sense. It's starting to make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Yeah, right. You of all people said he is guilty instantly. Now you're
Oh dear.
saying
What
it's
did I
sense.
do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person?
Oh,
What a humiliation.
she feels
Now,
bad about it.
It seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that
I
led
mean,
to Cowell's death.
I'm ready to forgive her.
His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could
She's
be related
just
to the
serious
situation.
of this.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
What?
That can't be.
No, you planted those.
Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience,
Now this is going nuts. I feel like this trial is going to go for another few hours. Yep. Another one. Let's start from the beginning.
In the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent.
Next time a trial starts, be sure nothing has tampered with anything.
Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowell out, and the tool meant to cover the crime
It's
up
the
also
same
became
story.
a murder
Different
weapon.
pictures though, but it's the same story.
As much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization.
Yes, you're right on that, but this has nothing to do with the disappearance.
Am I right, Mr. Linny?
No.
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here.
This is where it ends?
Is this the end of the road?
Same question, Ether. Oh boy. What's gonna happen now?
I can't think of anything either.
Jail time?
Doesn't look like there's any way around. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
I think we've all seen enough now. And we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale. Now then, my good, noble
Do those
Chief
3 dots
Justice, should we
mean
not, in your view,
that's the last stage?
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Yes,
Miss, I
Navia?
must ask you not to shout and to respect the
Yeah,
ongoing legal
quiet down,
proceedings.
Navia. You have to let the judge speak.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick.
I would.
One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linney.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a
So
magician.
what's gonna happen now?
Come on now, don't be silly.
A miracle?
Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again?
They're setting up the box again.
Be the most marvelous finale to today's performance. Come on, Lenny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
And voila.
Well. Oh, there she is.
Sorry for the interruption.
Where did you find her?
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
Wait, we don't know that.
I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowell.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey.
What?
It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show
Even
was
worse.
a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy
Oh
a ticket,
boy, I hope
so
Mondstadt doesn't hear this. They will
that's
be
how I make a
ashamed.
living. I steal stuff here and there, and I'd never been caught before.
Until
But
today.
I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lenny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief.
Oh, she's the
You
thief
mentioned that you were
also.
pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can
Oh.
imagine how shocked I was. I
It's a
thought
prison.
someone played along with the show while looking
Nice
for an
name.
opening to fill me. But then hot water
Fortress.
poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into
So
the
it's
tunnel to nab
impossible
me.
to escape, right?
I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes.
But wait, didn't we check the boxes? Obviously we opened the box, checked, yeah, nothing there, and closed it. But she was under the
I
clothes.
slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person
Uh-huh.
even hide in there?
There are practice-handed concealment,
But I
probably.
swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Yeah, now it's time to refute the Hydra-Archon's previous
This
reason.
time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
Well, now technically everything's already solved. No, this happened. This is different. So, select the evidence. No. Was he dissolved? Or with this? Again, no. I'm pressing all of the wrong options. She wasn't dissolved.
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was...
Okay. That was now. Events in the tunnel. It was different. This one.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but it was smashed during the struggle between Lillian and Cowell.
That's right. Then... this.
Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
And that's it?
Detective Paimon time! Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing
He didn't know he wanted to dissolve her.
mistakenly believing that the water from the
Technically, he
primordial sea
didn't want to attack Linny then, which was my initial thoughts.
into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle.
Broke the flower vase struggle ended.
On top, knocking Cowell out
Yeah,
and
Lillian's
putting him in the box.
probably strong. She can handle that guy.
She changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Stuttering in the box. The big water tank just fell off as an accident, killed the guy, poor man, and yeah, she stayed hidden.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So
But what about the
has
water
been trapped in the opera house
which was
these last
planted on
2
Linny?
days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our
Oh,
noses.
is that when she...
At this
That's how those two were
in
gone.
the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Yes.
Bravo! Bravo!
Calm down, this is a trial, not a performance.
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements?
Please say no.
Please answer the question, Lady
Please
Farina.
say no.
Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such,
trying
I
to
request
leave.
that the prosecution not leave the room before
Listen
the
to the
proceedings are
judge.
concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No. I have no further.
Feels like Nouvellette is above Farina.
Defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow,
It's okay.
she's like a deflated balloon now.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while
In
committing
that case,
the deed,
yes.
Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had
Okay.
gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own
How
statements,
ironic.
then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent. While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately,
I thought so. They are going to investigate why was he going down there, but that's a separate thing.
this case at least can be handed over to the oratories to make the
there's
final
the fourth
decision.
point. What's gonna happen? Huh. That looked like almost from Star Rail. I mean, they can reuse, repurpose animations, why not?
As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Good. There'll be 10 million more of Linny.
Partners. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Let's not celebrate just yet.
Next,
why not?
I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Oh, there we go.
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know! Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dared to bring before this court?
I suspect
Probably.
that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's
Planted
notes
them.
was not Linny, but you, yes?
So you're...
I'm sure you
were
know what
going
you must
along
do to
with
lessen your
Cowell then.
sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
What? Where's that? I want.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher
There
up
we
said this was
go.
the best opportunity to do so.
So who's the higher
And now that
ups?
your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been
Someone
revealed,
that's against
you
the
have become a
Fatui?
liability to
Or
some
just
higher-ups,
easier
yes.
to blame them?
Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this
Interesting.
business for a while now, and have made decent mora off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
Whoa there. He got dissolved. Turned into water. Okay.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness.
Someone was still here,
I shouldn't.
An outrageous act.
knowing he will spill the beans, but nope.
All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Oh boy, don't tell me there's going to be another trial right now.
So, we're just going back now?
Yes. Problem seems to have been solved for now.
That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
What?
Linny...
Ether
I know
is
you may
angry.
not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
I just didn't wish you to see anyone be falsely
I
accused.
guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to
I
you
mean,
as myself,
knowing how
just
Ether has
plain
been through
Linny
with
this
his
entire
heart,
time.
so trust anyone who suddenly says they're
As for
Fatui.
why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me.
Yeah, I remember
That's all.
2
That
world
was how
quests.
Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached
Father,
recruiting us back
the
then
knave.
too.
Oh, that...
The knave? The one who controls
Why
the
is
House of
she
the
named the
Hearth?
father?
She's your father?
That's right. And since we're
And
here,
she's probably my
was
next
wondering,
harbinger to
would you mind
defeat
hearing a
on the
story?
list.
Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
But not great.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is.
Trafficking.
Yes?
At its finest.
Oh no. So he was gonna...
Yeah, yes, we know. You don't have to say it.
But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are
Maybe.
concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
Villains.
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person, and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
Oh, she killed
That's
them?
right. She had
All of
rescued my
them?
sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer.
Well, as I
The House of
remember,
the Hearth welcomes you,
the
for
two
your
world quests and
interests
some
align with
other
ours.
info.
Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed,
You don't
betrayal
know
shall
yet.
never be permitted.
You don't know yet, Linny. As
was
I know,
hesitant
the
to
House of
trust
the
her.
Heart raises
I had just been betrayed by
orphans, kidnap children, which the Futui also have done,
But she was also quick
and
to
raise
destroy
them
the noble who had
as
taken us in at first,
war
giving us back our
criminals.
freedom.
Or soldiers
So that's how the
to
two
obey
of
the
you joined the
Fatui.
House of the Hearth.
That's all in the past, though.
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Sarita to first use the Gnosis' power once she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
Really?
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
Then I
That's right.
wonder if we
The
will
whole
see
House of the
that.
Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. Everyone at Hotel Bouffe d'été, including the knave, has their roots in Fontaine. And we will always defend our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
Mm-hmm.
From
Okay.
small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
I still can't completely
It's
trust
alright.
you.
I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a
Maybe
member
once
of the
this all
house,
is over,
I have never stopped making my own
maybe
decisions. and
later
that I
in
believe what I'm
Fontaine,
doing
then
is
our
right.
trust will be back
If
in
you should
place.
need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
Okay, I understand.
Bye, Linny.
Oh, leave the opera house. Okay. Leaving.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
What? I have no
Were you looking
business
for us,
here.
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though.
Oh,
Don't you
I'm
think
sorry,
so too?
Navia.
Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
I was really only trying to defend Linny. Wasn't necessarily looking into serial disappearances case.
Are you sure we're the ones who've
Yeah,
been
that's
cracking
going to
the case
take a
that's
lot
been
of
cold
time.
for decades now? And given that there's new evidence
It's not
from the
resolved
trial,
yet.
there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
Ah,
Yes.
I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you.
Yeah, don't
I
worry.
suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine.
Yes, I had to find Lamine, I had to fight the Fatui, I had to fight the Abyss.
Don't say that, Navia.
What else? What's else on the
And
list?
we were having so much fun investigating with you, too.
Don't worry, we'll meet.
It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer.
Where have I heard that before? Sounds familiar.
Sorry about that.
Familiar line.
I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as
Not
partners?
meal.
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later.
Okay.
Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Let's go have that meal then.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm if Boss Navia's treating Camp Paimon in!
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
All right then, let's have our farewell meal.
Okay, that was the end of the first act of the Archon quest. Wow, I have to say it's amazing. Purely amazing. And grab that reward. It was on the long side, I don't mind, it was very fun. The things were interesting in as well. Does the next quest already trying to activate? No, I'm not going. So, yeah, my thoughts on this is that this quest was very fun. Kinda complicated with the trial, but I guess I'll get used to if there are going to be more. Now all that's left is to edit this video and make the next one.